I'm drinking juice out of a wine glass because I am very bougie.
Tell me now. Tell me now what I'm doing.
Cat. I'm drinking wine.
Oh, what I'm doing? What did I say? Tell me now.
I'm drinking juice off of a wine glass because I am very bougie. That's on period. This kid told me it looks disgusting. It looks nasty. I'm a very confident person. I'm very beautiful. You'll just get stuck here. It all ends here.
She just wants to be beautiful. She goes unnoticed. She knows no limits. She craves attention. She praises an image. She prays to be sculpted by the sculptor.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, welcome to my channel. My beautiful name is Vanessa, as beautiful as me. Thank you for clicking on my video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So today we're doing a story time, as you have seen by the title. And one thing about story times, we always have a drink. I'm drinking juice off of a wine glass because I am very bougie. That's on period. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Well, today I'm here to talk about my scars and the story of my scars, you know, scars to my beautiful, and the journey of having these scars and carrying these scars around. Well, where do I start? I'll start with my oldest scar, which is this burn scar on my arm. Let me just do like a close-up. I don't know if you can see it. This is a burn scar I've had for 24 years. Yeah, so it's all the way up to somewhere here and goes all around. Okay, right, so how did I get this scar? Well, I do not know the backstory of this, the whole thing, because I was very young when I got this scar. I was 1.5 years old, and just from the stories my mom has told me, my dad has told me, you know, my parents have told me, definitely, like, I grew up and I needed to find out, okay, so why do I have a scar, or rather why do I look different, or why does my arm look different? So when I was 1.5 years old, I burned my arm with hot boiling water. And a funny thing is, nobody actually is to be blamed for this particular scar, because while this was happening, everyone was in the house, right? So yeah, you know, just like how mischievous babies can be, and 1 minute you cannot hear the baby, you don't know where the baby is. So I just went and I think I lifted the pot with hot water, and it just stumbled on my hand, something like that. So my mom heard me crying and came to my rescue and found that I had burnt my arm. So I was rushed to hospital, and I don't know what degree of burn this was, but I can just imagine like how painful it was for me, how excruciatingly painful it was for me, because I was such a baby. And I had worn, you know, these sweaters, that the knitted sweaters, the ones that kids wear. I had worn that sweater, and now the process of getting it off of my body was also very hectic. I believe they had to like tear it up with a scissor or something just to get the cloth off of me, because at this point, like, my skin was just, you know, I don't remember the pain, I don't remember the stories. These are just stories I was being given by my parents, right? So as I was in the hospital, apparently they wanted to scrape the skin off of my hand, but it was rather painful, so I was crying and crying, and my dad was just like, no. So apparently now, if they removed that, if they scraped off that skin, my scarring would have been lesser as I grew up. Okay, so they didn't, because my dad was like, no, she's a kid, she's in pain, just let her be, you know. So basically, okay, growing up, I was very insecure about this particular scar. Very, 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 very insecure. I felt different, I felt ugly. I could not even wear anything that exposed my scar, no matter how hot it was. I just felt so insecure, like, guys, I can't even explain. I felt so insecure. And I also got bullied, you know, but I didn't feel the need to like come and tell my parents, or, you know. So I'm usually this type of person who likes going through their emotions by themselves and figuring out how to deal with these things by themselves. So I bottled a lot of this, like, I can't even imagine, and it used to eat me up. And you know, my mom told me, it is a scar, so like, till when are you going to keep hiding it? Like, you can't do anything about it, you just have to embrace it. But of course, I never like told my parents like I was bullied. I was, you know, people used to stare, and staring is normal, it's okay, but you know, I was a kid. I did not understand. I did not understand like why. So just to cut off the staring, I used to just hide it a lot and just, you know, keep it to myself. And then I would cry, like somebody would just touch and be like, is it painful? One time this kid told me, it looks disgusting, it looks nasty. I cried, let me tell you, I cried, I really cried. So anyway, yeah, I started embracing it as I grew up. I think when I was in my teen age, yeah, that's when I like started being like, you know what, it's okay. So, but still I was very insecure in that I just felt the urge to explain to somebody even before they asked me. I was just like, oh, it's a burn scar, I got burned when I was young, and so yeah, I don't know why I felt the urge to ask, to explain myself to people, and that was very draining. I mean, the scar is part of me. The scar makes me who I am. The scar makes me beautiful. People just have to adjust to it, basically. Even when I was with partners, or before I got together with a partner, I was like, oh, by the way, I have a scar on my hand. And it was just funny because like, this is not something, as I grew up, this is not something somebody would notice about me like on the go, because I'm a very confident person, I'm very beautiful. You'll just get stuck here. It all ends here. So you won't be quick to notice like, oh, she has a scar. But now the trauma of being bullied, of my childhood, of feeling weird, of feeling like a monster, of feeling different, I just carried it along to my adulthood, and it sort of just affected me. I don't know if you get it. And I remember some time back, I was just looking through Pinterest and trying to figure out like cover tattoos I would get for my arm, because if I get like a really sick tattoo artist and I give them this hand, I am sure they're going to come up with something really, really dope. Really, really dope. Like, Do you get it? Like, if I give like a fire tattoo artist this hand, they're going to do magic. But then, you know, I was like, what for? This is my tattoo. This is my mark. You know, behind this has a story. Why am I covering it up? I'm not ashamed anymore. I'm not traumatized. I'm not triggered. That part of me healed already. So I don't see the need of me covering it, or, you know, yeah. So I just decided I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna cover it. I'm not gonna... It has a story, and the story to it is beautiful. And what I like to tell myself is, when I look at my scars, I feel like I survived. It would have been worse. I would have burned my face, or my chest, or my arm would have been, you know, like connected this way, you know, like this is a normal hand, like there is no dysfunctionality to it. I'm still functioning, like I'm not in pain. So yeah, I don't see anything different with me, so it would have been worse. That's what I like to tell myself, that it would have been worse. And despite of having this scar, I actually feel like it's my identity. It's part of me. I would not be Vanessa without having this. I've had it for so long. It has become part of my life. It has become part of me. I even forget I have it. It's very normal to me, like very, very normal to me, yeah? So, fast forward, the story goes on, fast forward, and in 2013, I was about 15 years old. That's like 10 years ago. I was 15 years old, I was in Form 2. So one time I was at home. I think I had come home. We had closed school because I was in a boarding school, okay? So we had closed school. I was just home. So it was just that time where, you know, breast cancer awareness, things were just being advertised and many. So one time, I just decided to self-examine myself, okay? So I just start going through my book and just, you know, self-examining. And then let me tell you, I feel it. I feel like it was somewhere here or here. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. But I touched my chest area, and I felt a lump. I was like, God, what's this? I did not want to believe. I did not want to believe at all. I was freaking out, guys. I was freaking out. And then I just did it again. And I felt it again. Like it was like a mushy lamb. Like it was like the size of a grape. And then it was like moving. I was so stressed, guys. Hey, my heart just sank because I remembered that fear I had felt. So I just went ahead. My parents were at home. I just went ahead and went to their bedroom. It was very early in the morning. It was very, I don't remember, but I remember it was early in the morning because they were still in their bedroom. Yeah, so I just went to their bedroom and I was like, Mom, there's a lump in my breast. They were shocked. You know, now the fear I was having, or the you know, they felt it twice. What? My mom was like, let me feel it, let me feel it, let me feel it. Then she felt it. Now they were stressed. We, like, automatically, definitely, whatever comes to your mind first is cancer. Like, come on, what else can it be? Anyway, so sharp, they freak out, and then now, you know, we had to go to hospital. So my mom booked an appointment at Nairobi Women's Hospital, and so I went for consultation with this doctor, and then he just checked, and he was just trying to talk to me. He was trying to be nice, and he was like, don't worry, everything is gonna be okay. Meanwhile, I'm distorted, guys. Like, my mind is just all over the place. I'm like, okay, if I have cancer, what am I going to do? Where am I going to start? I'm so young, I'm 15 years old. There's no record of cancer in my, you know, bloodline. Like, I was stressed, guys. Let me tell you, child, I was stressed. Anyway, fast forward, I was scheduled in for a cosmetic surgery. So apparently what it was not a cancerous cell. It was something known as fibroadenoma or a breast mouse. So it's actually a non-cancerous cell, and it just happens like to young women. Like, you know, it's hardening of the tissues, like happens when, you know, it's something hormonal. So that's what the doctor told me that was. So definitely there was a sense of relief. Yeah, so I go into surgery. I went for a minor surgery, or like a cosmetic surgery, and they sedated me, but I was still awake. Okay, they didn't sedate me. They made I was numb. This area, I was numb. Walinidunga shindano, like a few, I don't know if there were 5 or just like around my breast. Yeah, so I was injected just so that I could be numb, right? So I went in for the cosmetic surgery, and I was just awake the whole time. Like, I'm just chilling and I'm just seeing them rip me apart. Meanwhile, the doctor is just telling me stories about what do you want to be when you grow up. So he's just trying to like distort my mind so that I'm not there. So the surgery was done and it was time to go home. So they removed the lump, and he even showed me the thing. The thing was stinging. It was so scary. Like a white thing, like a white substance, and then they put it in a jar. I was... Anyway, so they stitched me up, and I was in no pain, absolutely no pain. So now after a few days, that is when I started feeling pain. Majorly because the stitches were starting to like loosen up or something. So I had some sort of ointment I was told to apply every time. And then now the worst thing is I had to go back to school. So I'm going back to school. I have a whole bandage on my chest. I have to clean this wound in school. So yeah, I used to hide while doing this. Like, I just felt, you know, yeah, like I don't want to explain to people why it's just too much going on. And yeah, fast forward to me completely healing and you know all that. So let me show you. I'm exposing my scars so that I could make somebody comfortable. So okay, this is the scar, this right here. Okay, so if you look closely, you'll see like the stitches have never, you know, disappeared. I feel like it was supposed to heal completely, or I would have preferred if the doctor, you know, made this incision somewhere like under my, you know, my boob. That would have been better. So, or felt, because I felt like, oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to have a cleavage anymore. I'm never gonna rock the cleavage because I have this scar, you know, even though I don't have titties. So it gave me like a very low self-esteem, you know, like undressing in front of people, because in high school, in cubes, there's no hiding. It's just there, unless now I like go inside a corner and, you know, just start dressing funny, you know. So I also experienced that same trauma I had with my arm because of this scar. So I found myself like, as I grew older, the specific clothes I could not wear is because I'm just scared, like what if it's seen, like will people look at me funny, will that experience come back to me again? So I was quite scared. I was very scared. And even when I got with partners, you know, and I sort of had to undress in front of them, my parents watch my videos. Yeah, it was very insecure for me. Very insecure for me. I felt very insecure. So I went back to the urge or the need of, you know, telling my partner even before I take my clothes off, oh, I have a scar on my right boob and this happens and this happened, don't look at me funny. Yeah, so that need of explaining myself just came fast. And yeah, that's my scar story. Right now I'm very confident. If you see me here publicly showing you my scars, putting it on the internet, open to public, I'm at a very comfortable and healed place. So I'm just sharing this because, you know, I'm just being vulnerable on here, on my channel, because it's my channel. And yeah, I wanted you guys to know a little story about me and about my insecurities and about my scars and about my journey with my scars. You might be out there, you have scars and you're scared. Scars cannot only be, you know, burn scars. There's accidents that happen. There's people who slit their wrists with razors. Those are scars. So instead of running to get them covered up by a tattoo or whatever, you can just embrace them, because scars tell a story, and I love that I shared my story with you guys. And whenever you see me and you see my scars, you just know that I survived. There's something that I survived. That's the beauty of scars. I'm a survivor and I'm beautiful, and the scars are part of my identity. So cheers to that. Cheers to survival. I am a whole warrior. Like, God just selected me and was like, you know what, You're gonna get through this. And I'm so grateful that I'm at a point where I no longer feel insecure. I no longer want to cover my tattoos, because I also wanted to cover this tattoo. I was thinking either a sunflower or a rose flower just somewhere here. But I will not cover these scars, because they're my scars and they're beautiful and they're scars to my beautiful. You heard what Alicia Cara said in her song Scars to Your Beautiful. There's a hope that waits. There's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful just the way you are. You don't have to change a thing, the world can change its scars. Scars to your beautiful, scars to your beautiful. I promise guys I can sing. Jenny and Ifanikia, I don't know what's happening, but I don't even remember the lyrics, but hey. Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Mwah!
There's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful.